This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Quick reminder, the Black Friday discount ends November 30th at midnight New York time. Easily get that discount by going to notyouradvisor.com/BLK. And it'll probably be the last discount for a long time. Welcome back, everyone. This is Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad on Thursday, November 21st, 1 week before Thanksgiving Thursday here in U.S. Welcome back to the nuclear bull market. So I'll cover today's market macro and just kind of peel the onion from there. Obviously, we're post the NVIDIA earnings, and I'll talk a little bit about that as well. But taking a look at breadth, we had 621 new highs versus 230 new lows today on the NYSE. 69% of stocks were advancing versus 27% declining. 47% of stocks were below the 50, and 40% of stocks were below the 200-day moving average. Now, the SPY ETF was below average trading volume, but it did, however, get to at least 41 million shares traded. The average daily has been falling since the summer, and right now it sits at 46 million for average daily volume. So fairly light session, but there were hot areas of the market, mainly the nuclear patch, nuclear energy, as well as the Russell 2000 names today. Taking a quick look at mega cap land, it was a mixed bag. In the Mag 7, you had Alphabet down 4.5% on the Chrome browser antitrust/monopoly news. Amazon was down 2.2%. Tesla was down 0.7%. Meta was down 0.4%. Apple was down 0.21%, Microsoft down 0.6%, so a lot of red. NVIDIA was up 0.5% today. Take a look at software names through the ETF IGV, as in Igloo Gary Victor. That is the ETF that tracks software names. They were up, as well as the majority of semiconductor names were also green post NVIDIA's earnings. And I'll just briefly talk about their numbers. So NVIDIA has reaccelerated to the upside the surprise numbers for EPS and revenue. They are trading timidly. I think the majority of traders and investors were hoping for a 5 to 7% pop off of the earnings, but it was up 0.5% today. So the options writers are the ones making out like bandits right now. But if you look at it as a whole, it's quite phenomenal how NVIDIA is still growing at their pace, at their size. So you have to give kudos to where it's deserved. Moving on to sector analysis, you would think that tech would be leading on a day where the Dow was up so much, but that's not the case. So before I go into the sectors, the Dow was up over 500 at one point, but we closed 461 points to the upside, or 1%. The NASDAQ was up 6.28 points, marginally up 0.03%, basically break even from the close. The S&P was up 31 points. The Russell was up the most percentage-wise today. Looking at sectors, you had industrials and utilities leading the way, both up 1.4%. Then you had consumer defensive up 1.1%, energy up 1.1%, financials up 1.09%. Basic materials was up almost 1%, beating technology, which was only up 0.84%. Then it was healthcare up 0.65%, real estate 0.65%. The only red sectors today was consumer cyclical and communication services, which Alphabet/Google is part of. And all of that antitrust monopoly news is impacting them quite a bit. So let's keep peeling this onion. I just want to make a quick reminder notice. The Black Friday discount ends November 30th at midnight Eastern Time. It's 35% off. You can get the discount at notyouradvisor.com BLK. So the sectors that I think are going to benefit moving forward are going to be AI, energy names, Bitcoin related, industrials, and financials. These are all sectors that should receive the benefits of less regulation with the transition of the new administration, as well as an increase in CapEx spending, not only in 2025, but probably for a few years. And I'm just going to share some examples here. So SEC Chair Gary Gensler decided to resign, and I believe he's resigning January 20th when the president or the new president gets inaugurated. And Mr. Gensler has been a opponent of crypto. So crypto fans and investors are applauding this. Another bit of news was that the U.S. could potentially build a Bitcoin reserve, which will also obviously stimulate the price of Bitcoin. Today, NNE, Nano Nuclear Energy, was up quite big. There was news about the company announcing that their CFO will now be helping in the capacity of the U.S. Department of Energy. John Vonglis will also be the executive director of Global Government Affairs. So a lot of moving pieces on the chessboard here. Oklo was also up over 20% earlier. I'm not sure if it was causative, but there was some news that their proposed acquisition target, Atomic Alchemy, is working with Zeno Power to provide fuel for commercial radioisotopes. So I'm just going to post some charts here of Bitcoin. We're getting very close to 100K already. The chart of NNE broke out, was up 31% for the session. And in financial land, I suspect JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and those type of names will keep performing well in a deregulation environment. PJT Partners is another stock that you should have on your watch list. It's up 100% since I covered it in August of 2023 at $80. It's up to above 160. They specialize in M&A and advisory, so check them out. So other things that I saw was quite interesting was in the Gemini AI app. I asked, in context of investing in Oklo, is investing in a company like Oklo investing in OpenAI? And it actually confirmed this, and I'll share the screenshot of the result with you on the show notes. So for free members, you want to continue to watch the yield curve, the 10-year, 2-year, as well as the Mag 7. 5 of the Mag 7 are above the 50-day right now, so they're still in decent shape. Until you see deterioration in the Mag 7 and the semiconductor index, all likelihood we are going to have a Santa rally this year. Next week is going to be light, I believe. A lot of folks are traveling for the holidays here in the U.S. I may take a few days off. If I do, I will still post replays of lessons and 101 basic material for you to consume on the podcast. I'll see you all after the Friday session. Premium members, please stay on so we can cover macro as well as a nuclear energy patch. That's my train.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.